This is a course on name analysis. It's July 23rd, 2016. And this is the way it works. If you have the name Linda, you have the N as a hinge letter, which is an odd letter. And when it's an N as an odd letter, it's a need to be needed. And because the I is in the middle of the L and the N, they pride themselves on being like and also on being useful. But because the N is in the middle, there's a challenge. It's what they call a Mercury challenge, which has to do with Juno Gemini people, as well as so you have it's a Gemini and a Virgo challenge. So it involves anybody born under any of those signs, as well as anybody born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd day of any month. If we have the name Roy is kind of a thinker because his name begins with an R and winds up with a Y, which is learning by experience. And he has an O as his hinge letter or middle letter, and there would be conflicts about doing things his way. Now, O is a Venus challenge, and it involves Taurus or Libra people with an F as any one of their initials, and O any place in their name, or an X or a Z, actually. X and Z are somehow related. The name Carl, his name starts off with a C. That means activities are extremely important to him. So are siblings, young people, social situations. And he always goes in the direction of the L, which is being liked. He's drawn very much to the Jupiter situation, which is anybody born on the 3rd, 12th, or 30th of any month, which relates to Sagittarius or Pisces as well. Now, the name Wilson, a W has a lot to do with pride. They pride themselves on being liked because the I is in the middle of the L and the W. And also they pride themselves on being prideful. If somebody doesn't treat them right, they just kind of detach. And they're very drawn to anybody in Mercury, which is the planet Mercury, which is Gemini Virgo. Over here, I have the name Frank. Frank has a hinge letter of an A, which means there's a challenge with Leo or Aquarius people, and the person has to learn not to step on toes, and they have to learn to be tactful and whatever with people. Now I have this little layout here, which is somebody born on September 20th, 1944, which is an 18-9 year. So this person, the 2 cycle, which is the moon cycle, is extremely important to them. The moon relates to, the moon relates